Sure, this may look like any old rock, but it's only when you look very carefully at just the right angle that you can see why Nonosabasut rock is so much more, and why a grade 2 class in Newfoundland thinks the big boulder should be voted one of the 7 wonders of Canada. Peter Gulich has the story.
In the Exploits River in the middle of Newfoundland, lots of rocks. But this one has a story, and now it has a name, thanks to a group of unlikely crusaders.
What have we got here, Dylan? Oh, that's the rock. Okay, and what's it called?
These kids at Woodland Primary in Grand Falls know all about that rock. After all, they named it. And war students know a lot about the Beothuk people, Newfoundland Aboriginals who thrived here until they died out in the 1820s. Europeans discovered the island. Back then, they brought disease, violence, disruptions to a way of life that led to the Beothuk extinction. Now these kids want to set things straight. The Mary March Museum is named for one of the last surviving Beothuks. Inside, simple artifacts, insight into lives long lost. And the story of Mary March, a horrific story. Her husband, Nonosabasut, shot by explorers. She was taken from her people. Her real name, her Beothuk name, is Damasduit. And these kids are pressuring local and provincial government authorities to change the name of the museum from Mary March to Damasduit. What's all that got to do with that rock in the river? 3 young tour guides will show you if you can keep up. To the lookout! There are 2 faces in the rock. One stands out. The other? Well, it takes another perspective to see it. The faces, they say, are the faces of the Beothuks, the faces of Damasduit and her husband.
We're trying to name the rock Nonosabasut rock because we cannot right the wrong of what the white people did to the Beothuks, but we can have something to remember them with.
Some people say the river was like a highway to them. Some people say the rock was like a lookout to see if the white people was coming down the river.
The Rock of Faces is now officially Nonosabasut Rock, an important achievement for the kids, but the 8-year-olds know it's bigger than that.
A lot of people, they only care about their own heritage, but I think they should know about one of the first people that were on this island.
The last of those people are not on the island. The skulls of Nonosabasut and Damasduit are in a museum in Scotland. Researchers here in St. John's are working on their DNA, trying to answer some questions about an extinct people.
They're sort of a mystery group, and there's so little known about their background, and there's so many people in Newfoundland are interested in the Beothuk. Since we've talked about this project, we've had numerous calls and emails, people who are supporters say, you know, we think we have Beothuk blood.
Back by the river, the students are not satisfied with just naming Nonosabasut Rock.
We're trying to get the government of Scotland to bring back Nonosabasut's and Damasduit's skulls because they should come back to Newfoundland with the baby skull, Damasduit's baby.
I could see the canoes going up and down the river.
Ann War is the teacher who inspired the kids to find a cause in a long-lost people.
The next generation that's going to carry on the heritage of the Beothuks and all the history, and so it's better to start with them so they can teach other people. And they really know a lot about the Beothuks, and they're really passionate about it, and especially this rock. And if it makes it to the 7 wonders, well, that's awesome. really a big achievement for these kids.
Nonosabasut Rock, a wonder, maybe, definitely a memorial. And for these kids, their legacy. Peter Gullidge, CBC News, Grand Falls.